We're a school of around 1,600 pupils. We worked out recently that approximately 16% of our students have some kind of additional literacy needs.
We work with 43 other schools, primary and secondary schools, working together to try and develop the best provision for students with specific learning difficulties. So we're always on the lookout for new technologies, anything that might support students who have specific difficulties but have also got strengths in other things.
Our aim is really to build access skills so that we're building the skills that students need in reading and writing in order that they can access all of their lessons across the curriculum.
It's a way of supporting students without having to duplicate people, and it can help them with spelling, they can create their own word lists, they can create revision materials, but now they've got a tool that shows them how to do it and helps them to plan their thoughts in a logical way. And so again, that's such an invaluable skill to have just in general life.
Really helps, because if you're searching up something on the internet and want to listen to it, you can just highlight it, press play.
It really helps me with my homework when I'm struggling with a word, so I go on to Read&Write and look it up.
Well, I find it easier to do my homework on the computer because it just reads it back to me.
Within the sixth form, one of the economics teachers used the MP3 element where you can record text to give his students an audio version of a good example of an exam answer, and they found that very useful. So at one level, students can use it for that kind of thing, whereas other students can be using it to read text that they can't access because they can't decode, or to support their writing in terms of checking spelling or going back and listening to see if it makes sense. We've put it in as an inclusive whole school piece of software. So the idea is that everyone will access it.
Our aim is to be able to offer Read and Write for students who are entitled to a reader at GCSE, so that they can use Read and Write independently to help them access the reading that they need in their GCSE exams. And the advantage of using a computer reader such as Read and Write is that they can use it in their English language GCSE exam as well, which you can't have a human reader for that, so that gives them a real advantage there.
At Richmond School, we're very aware that parental support is vital for pupils' progress. We held an evening where we did some training, and the parents were very impressed, and they could see the use of the programme. We've bought into the home access, which means that students can use it not just at school but at home as well.
It does build your confidence on reading and writing, because I wasn't very confident reading and writing, but me going on the computer, I felt like I could write more. But then with Read and Write, I felt like I can do a lot more.
It's quite revolutionary for them because they can access text independently that otherwise they would be dependent on an adult or a peer to interpret for them. So for those who really struggle, it kind of opens up a world of reading, really.
My Year 10 class, many have specific learning difficulties and find accessing texts really quite difficult. And this can affect their self-esteem enormously. And I do feel this programme's been a really good help for them because they feel supported. And that's fantastic for me as a teacher to know that I have something that will help them and support them in their learning. And the progress that they've made as a consequence is fantastic to witness.
More often than not, they're just going, "Miss, can you check my work?" And actually, if you have a programme like Read and Write, you can actually say to them, right, if you go and sit down, pop your headphones on and get it to play it back. And then more often than not, they actually spot the errors, which are the ones that I'm normally spotting once they've completed an assessment. So it means that they ultimately produce better work because actually they're self-checking and they're self-correcting because they've got a programme that allows them to do that more easily than perhaps they could have before.
With the work that I do with students, it's about developing self-esteem and confidence before you do anything else. And this is where Read and Write is really good.